Welcome to the Johnny Dell Football Academy podcast on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game by talking through and dissecting game film and diving deeper to explain why the X's zig and the O's zag. I am Adam Marino, joined by Mr. Johnny Dell, and we are reminding you, as always, the most fun way to watch is on YouTube, where we go live. There you can comment into the live show. Be sure to hit the notification bell and turn on your notifications so you can be a part of the conversation. We also stream live on Facebook and X. Also, the audio versions are always found on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Now, if you are live with us in the chat, it's probably because you are subscribed, you've hit the notification bell, and turned those notifications on. So, when sharing with your friends, be sure to let them know. We also love to hear from you outside of our live show. Email us at jonnydelsfootballacademy@gmail.com, and you can always check out the website JFA49.com, as it is the most fun way to support the channel. Also, the way we boost the chat and boost the algorithm is to type out hashtag JD49. Yes, hashtag JD49 in the building. I'm going to offer a challenge right away, Johnny. I thought of this while the intro was running, and this is what I'm going to do, because it's much easier if I ask people to help donate than you pitch yourself. So here's what I'm going to offer up, okay? Stay with me here. We're going to get into Enrique Cruz here, but we need up to five, either a combination of 2 people and 3 people or whatever, but either 5 super chats or 5, if Johnny gets dinged, that 5 people have bought something from, which is in the description, the JDFA/store.myshopify.com. Head to the store. If we get 5 total, either like 3 paid things from the Shopify or 2 super chats, 5 total, at the end of the show, I will have Johnny read what he read for me in a British accent, because it is cinema. It is like Vince Scully reading a grocery list or Morgan Freeman reading the Yellow Pages. So it is worth the price of admission, but we need 5. So
Don't
Johnny,
oversell it. It is not worth the price of admission.
You are the one that gets notified if someone goes to the merch store.
Okay.
We obviously both can see the super chats. So I want to see if people are really interested in this by the end of the show. All right. So we need 5.
I don't think so.
We will.
They came here for the film study.
I'm still laughing from that. I was talking about I have an excuse at 3 p.m. Eastern time to not work today because the World Cup's going on, and Johnny goes, "Oh, who's playing?" I'm like, "I don't know." All I know is there's a game. I don't follow it enough, and the U.S. Was abysmal, and they're out. So I just think it's funny. Quiffaball says overselling is what we do. Bryce Eldridge did not oversell yesterday. He got the job done. Go Giants. Okay, here is the first one. We need 4, as Cayman's Island podcast checks in. In my opinion, Brock is way closer to top 5 than top 10. Look at the QBs ranked above him, starting at 6. There's a true argument now. We did talk about
the PFF list out.
We talked about the list as well with Sims last time, I believe, and I just he also got the trucker hat, by the way.
He did, yeah. Yes, big shout out to Cayman's. Glass City also he got the shirt, as far as I know. Nice. The one I'm wearing right now, the Super Bowl 23, if you know, you know shirt.
I have not received mine yet.
I'm trying to find this PFF list right now. PFF top 10.
And yes, stay tuned. We will get into Enrique Cruz. We'll see what the tape says about being a future star at offensive line. But yeah, these lists.
Okay.
It's July. So this is what we do. We talk about the list.
And I mean, well, these lists come out, and it's generally whenever you hit a slow patch during the NFL news cycle, there's going to be a quarterback's ranking list comes out.
That and Brandon Ayuk. Like those are the things that are.
Well, that's the thing.
Right now.
Right now what's happening is Brandon Ayuk and waiting for rookies to show up to training camp in a week and a half. And so around that time, just like we saw in that lull before OTAs and mini camps kicked off, when after the draft, quarterback rankings come out, and then now PFF's done theirs. It's just when in doubt, slow period. There's going to be one that comes out like between the end of preseason and the beginning of the season, and that dead week. Like there's going to be a quarterback's rank. There's going to be like 5 quarterbacks ranking lists that come out during that time. So also be ready for that. But this ranking list is a little odd to me, just looking at it. I will say I've never been a huge fan of how PFF goes about, especially the quarterback position, because they tend to wait off of what I call it is style points, but they call it like big time throws, which is a throw deep down the field into a tight window. And I think I understand the thought process behind it is that you are trying to wait towards, okay, not all 25-yard throws are created equal. One where a guy doesn't have anybody within 10 yards of him is not the same as throwing that big dig on the backside, getting to the 4th read in the progression against tight man coverage, where it's got to be into a soup can or into through a tire 25 yards downfield. Like I get it. Those are not the same throws, and that takes different arm talent. The issue I have with it is that where it gives you a positive outcome as far as better understanding, it gives a negative outcome as far as better understanding, because there's going to be moments where if a quarterback looks off the safety or he looks off a hook,
reading coverages, that's way different.
Gets to the ball, gets to that throw on time, and it's a 25-yard out route, but nobody's within 8 yards because he looked that guy off to the middle of the field. He understood pre-snap what was going on. That's going to be weighted and graded worse than one where a guy doesn't do that but fits it into a really tight window.
Johnny, there's a video that I think I might have made it into an Instagram reel like 3 years ago, where Trey Lance in preseason has a play action and is supposed to throw it either to the flat or an out pattern, whatever, ends up getting a 4-yard gain scrambling forward. And then Brock Purdy does the same exact play and on time throws an 11 to 15-yard gain and a first down. And it's like, from that point on, that is exactly where Brock moves into a different level as we're talking about this list.
Yeah, and that's where that's why I have an issue with some of their gradings and how they go about things. So one, any list on here that doesn't have Patrick Mahomes number 1, and I get it, he's coming off a torn ACL, but any list that doesn't have him number 1, I have a hard time with. When you have a 3-time Super Bowl winning quarterback and the 3 guys in front of him have not won a Super Bowl, that becomes an issue for me as far as, okay, are we talking about just the regular season heroes? Because the guys that they have in the top 3 are all regular season heroes. These are guys that every regular season, they're in the conversation for MVP. And I go, okay, that's great. But if we remember back to when Steve Young took over for Joe Montana, the 49ers, their approach, and when you've been a winning team, they looked at Steve Young and they said, okay, that's great that you won the passing title. That's great that you got league MVP. You didn't win a Super Bowl. So Joe's still better. And you're not Joe. And that's how he was treated. And that's to me should be the gold standard of anything, no pun intended, of when you're looking at quarterbacks is, okay, yeah, I'm always going to wait a Super Bowl and multiple Super Bowls, doing this multiple times in the biggest moments of the season over a guy who had an 8-game stretch where it was just unbelievable. during the regular season, because you can have, as we saw with the Vikings in 2024, that the Vikings went and had a phenomenal regular season, then got absolutely cooked in the playoffs by the Rams. Did anybody look at that season and say, yeah, but I mean, they're probably still one of the top 4 teams in the NFL, top 2 teams in the NFL? No, everybody said, well, they got cooked in the playoffs. So it's just when you have a ranking like so, number 1, they got Josh Allen, then number 2, Joe Burrow, and number 3, Lamar Jackson, then Patrick Mahomes at number 4. So I'm already very suspect about what went into deciding this list, because Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson have both been regular season warriors. Both guys have consistently fallen flat in the playoffs. That's just reality. People will be like, well, yeah, well, look, they just have fallen flat in the playoffs. So there it is. Jordan Love at number 6. Okay, that's what I mean by style points. Jordan Love gets a lot of style points, but he also misses a lot of layups, and he just doesn't operate the quarterback position from the same way. I have an issue there. Justin Herbert, another guy who is,
and how many big games does Jordan Love win too? Let's talk about that.
I mean, he did win a game for us in the divisional round a few years ago.
Okay.
So then you got Justin Herbert, same issue in the playoffs. Dak Prescott, same issue in the playoffs. Drake May. Okay, here's my issue with Drake May is that we're judging it off of one season, and yet we are like, here's the exact reason that we always say Brock Purdy is constantly fighting against draft slot. Drake May had a very, very similar season to what Brock Purdy had in 2023. And he's already put as the 9th best quarterback in the league after 1 year. And Brock Purdy people were saying he was about the 15th best quarterback in the same sort of vein. Like, these were very similar years. Because remember, Brock Purdy sat the last game of 2023. So he only played 16 games. Drake May played 17 games. Their yards per game were really similar. Their touchdown to interceptions was real close. Quarterback rating, completion percentage, they were all really close in there to what they had. And so I go, Drake May is put already in the top 10 because of where he was drafted and then what translated to the field. So everybody says he's automatically, this is what happens with first round quarterbacks. If they have a really good year, then they are immediately elevated into that top tier. That same thing happened with Jaden Daniels. Same thing happened with CJ Stroud his rookie year. Same thing is happening with Caleb Williams. Brock Purdy goes out there and plays really great, plays amazing, does all these things without his Avengers, by the way, the last 2 years. And suddenly it's like, well, if you say he's the 10th best quarterback, then there's a bunch of people who are going,
right.
Okay. So
because he was drafted last. If he was drafted in the second round, 46 overall, and even the 49ers traded up 2 picks to get him or something, the storyline to make it like, oh, he was a little bit coveted. Like, then that goes out the window because now he's performing up more to what the standard is. And so it's all that narrative. We'll see. 49er fans,
I would put Brock Purdy right now around 8. That's where I would put Brock Purdy.
I think that's
very fair. It may be some people would say it's a little bit generous. Some people say it's maybe not good enough. I will say around 8 with big upside. For him, because of some of the perceptions of arm strength or some of the throws that he doesn't make that are the 45-yard laser down the left sideline to beat cover 2 or something, because there's that, he's going to have to prove it in the playoffs. So this perception probably won't change on Brock Purdy or his ranking until February of next year.
Right. I think it's fair to say that there are 7 guys in the league that if for some reason we said that or it was said that they were coming to the Niners in a trade or whatever, that we would actually be excited. It would be bittersweet, but there's 7 guys out there that we can say, and that's sure. So yes, I did mention that we got
I don't
2
know if there's
down
7
now.
guys I would be excited about if they were in trade.
I mean,
there's 5 that I would go.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I love you, Brock, but
No, for sure.
We'll see what happens.
All right, we now have 3.
I would not take Dak Prescott. Like, if there was a trade, Dak Prescott to the 49ers.
Well, no, that he's not on that list. No, of course not.
He was ahead of. He was listed number 8.
He's not our list, though. I'm saying.
Okay, I would not be super excited if Jordan Love was traded to the 49ers. That's where I'm at. Even Justin Herbert, people will probably crucify me for that because of the playoff record.
Yeah.
And how bad he was in the playoffs the last 2 and 3 years. I would go, okay. So
2 people who will not
he just ordered his air fryer.
Yes, 2 people who would not get on you is Hugo and Dr. Steve. Thank you for the super chats.
No, he got the water bottle. I don't have it. Oh, yeah, I do.
He said the air fryer. That's hilarious. So I will say that is now 3. So dos más. For those of you who hable español, we need 2 more, either orders that come in or super chats. And at the end of the show, I will have Johnny bring you some good humor. All right. Are we ready for Enrique Cruz?
We are. We are ready for one Enrique Cruz. So I will say I was really interested to put on the tape because when you look up this kid's measurables, man, they are just wild. We're talking incredible measurables. Wingspan, 76th percentile. So this dude is wide, and now his arm length is 33 3/4. It's the 39th percentile, which is not common to have somebody in the 76th percentile of wingspan, but 39th percentile of arm length. That means he's got a really wide chest and really wide shoulders. So there's some inches gaining there, but that means he's hard to run around. He's just wider to go around. It's a longer track to get around him than other guys. His 40 time, he ran under a 5-second 40-yard dash at 315 pounds, 96th percentile among offensive linemen. That's crazy good 40 time. His 10-yard split was a 75th percentile. So really explosive there. A little bit better long speed than short speed, but both still really good. Vertical leap is insane. 35-inch vertical leap in the 99th percentile. I cannot imagine a 315-pound man jumping almost 3 feet off the ground. That is wild. Broad jump, almost a 10-foot broad jump, 98th percentile. So his lower body explosion, quickness, and speed are elite. And all of his traits together are borderline elite in almost every metric. The only ones that aren't are like wingspan, arm length. Sometimes weight. 320 is considered more elite. For me, it's like, well, there's good weight and bad weight. Tackle can be carrying a lot of bad weight and be 335 and that be considered elite. Okay. I mean, if he just goes to the spaghetti factory a little bit more, he can, I guess, get up into elite area of body size.
In the cable car. You got to sit in the cable car.
Yeah. You got to sit in the cable car.
In San Jose.
But when you see that, you go, wow. And I put on the tape and I go, this kid's got really quick feet. But then you have to say, why is he drafted in the 5th round? And why were some people saying he maybe wasn't draftable, that he was an undrafted free agent kind of guy? I think the highest ranking I saw of him was a 6th round pick. And I've been very defensive of the 49ers not following consensus, and that's not really an issue. But it does make you say, well, what were people looking at? And so I put on the tape. I didn't read what people were looking at, just knew those were out there. And I saw pretty quickly what people were concerned about. And that is technically, we like to use the term raw or underdeveloped.
Raw talent.
I will say it is bad technique. He is technically very bad. And the reason I say that is I would give him being raw or being underdeveloped if he was younger, if he didn't spend as much time in college. At this point, I start going, I don't know if this is correctable. Look, clearly the 49ers do. And maybe it's because the 49ers love to pick project offensive linemen, guys that need work in the technical side. And so I guess I look at it and I say, from their perspective, they're gonna say, look, the things we do, and we went over some of it with the when we're going over Carver Willis. They do a number of things in nuance a little bit different than almost everybody. And so they're going to say, well, we're going to have to reprogram some of these guys, no matter where they've come from, except for maybe Washington. And that's one reason they really like Carver Willis. They're going to look at free agents, veterans that they bring in. They're going to have to reprogram a little bit. They're going to work on the technical side. They're going to be doing this with any college offensive lineman that's come out. They've done this with so many college offensive linemen. This isn't like they're coming at this year 3 and saying, well, some guys we do, some guys we don't. They're looking at saying every guy we brought in, we have to start from scratch and do these things. Oh man,
number 4. Oh, we're gonna get there.
Zach has made his order. I see it now. He's got the Sprint Ride option t-shirt.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at that. I thought it was the same notification because it came to my email, but it wasn't. But there it is. Thank you so much, Zach. We are, and that's a super chat and an order, so that's a twofer.
Oh, that is a ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Stay tuned for the end of the show.
All right.
I told you, Johnny.
Right.
It only took
I've got to fly through it because my wife and I are leaving for our anniversary.
All right,
celebration
tonight.
Let's get to the tape. We're leaving. We're doing that tonight, but we're leaving like right after the show.
All right.
So, but thank you so much.
Awesome.
So I think they're looking at saying we're going to have to rebuild this guy's mechanics and the technical side anyways. So why not pick the guy with huge upside in the measurables? My issue comes with this is he reminds me a lot of Nick Zakelj, and Nick Zakelj has been a project for years. And I mean, I think they're hoping for a Colton McKivitz that's a long-term project that works out really well. I don't know if that's going to happen here. This seems like a huge uphill climb to reprogram his technical deficiencies, but we'll get into that. So yeah, I wanted that as the primer of what we have, because the measurables and when he uses these traits are really good. So he is a people mover. I mean, this guy, when he makes contact and he gets going in the run game, he can just move guys. You see him move the defensive tackle down, get up to the second level. Here he is on the right side, get to the edge here, and he's going to widen this edge. Just look at him move this edge. I mean, my goodness, you go from here out to here. That's a people mover on the edge and engage. He sticks through his blocks. Watch him on this defensive tackle, get his arm underneath this guy's pad and move him. So get in here. Love it. He's a people mover, just moving defensive tackles. He finishes, he runs to the ball. Like, I mean, just one arms the linebacker out of the way. He's a high motor, high hustle guy, finishes blocks like you see here, keeps driving, plants this guy on the ground. I love to see that. Offensive lineman putting guys on the ground. Here he is getting down on this defensive tackle again. Just, I mean, moving that defensive tackle from here to here. That's a people mover. You're moving guys on the line, and you see that explosion. That's where the measurables come in. That broad jump, that 10-yard split, that vertical, explosive lower body to get that fast first step and drive with the lower body here again. I mean, just bang, knock this out and drive it out. to get to that edge player as quickly as he does. Here he is on this side. This one, I believe he comes down here. Yeah. I mean, just moving this guy, finishing the block. Here he's going to have a down block again. Can get in here, bang, bang, second level, move that linebacker. They were at the hash, and he moves them over here. I mean, just moving guys. They move quickly. A lot of great stuff when he's on, when he can make contact with guys. This is one of his best blocks. I mean, he just widens this edge like crazy. You'll see it really well from the end zone. That, man, the strength and the power is really high level. He's going to take this guy and drive him out. So watch the ability to and power on this. This is against San Jose State. So, I mean, just moves the guy 4 yards. Yeah. So there is some stuff to really like when he can pull and he connects. Watch this connection. This linebacker is going to come down. This is one of his best blocks all year. Just bang. Golly. Okay. Now let's take a breath. Because it's all downhill from here. That is what he can look like when he can make contact. Here's the issues. Okay. So when he pulls, he doesn't sink his hips. He doesn't have good knee bend, and he really struggles tracking guys in space. So this is just somebody who's running wild out here. This is one he's going to pull. He looks great through the first, 5 seconds. I mean, look at him go. The feet chopping. He's moving, but he can't square up and get a good hit here. He gets a bit of a block. I'll give him that. Okay. But I saw him pull, I think 10 or 12 times, and he maybe connected on the first one. And then that one was his other one. Here, he's going to pull and lead around. This is what I saw almost every time that he was blocking when pulling, which was never got a hand on a guy.
Yeah. Wait, he was the guy in motion?
We'll see it from the end zone. Here it is. So watch him pull here and lead out on this. Not great blocking in space. I mean, he looks great running and then
just whiffed, threw his right arm out there.
Yeah. Here, when he goes to come out here in space against the edge, not great mirroring. He's starting to lunge already. So he doesn't feel comfortable sinking his hips and knee bend and tracking with these guys. So there's a lunging. I saw that a lot of lunging, a lot of reaching out and trying to get guys, and his guy makes the tackle. That's what you see a lot of his blocking in space. And so it leads to some struggles blocking in space. And so the other part was that 95% of his reps, he did not lose, but they didn't look good. And that was one of the bigger concerns for me, because when you're looking at these prospects, you have to look at how are they going to translate to the NFL? How are they going? Like, is this a trait that translates immediately? Are these ones that with certain additions can look really good? Like when I look at Jaden Duggar, I say, okay, there's a lot of really good traits there, and he's got a good knack for finding the ball and things. He needs to gain weight. That's my biggest thing. That's not too hard. I go, that's a pretty easy track. You get stronger, a little more functional strength. Okay. That's not as much of a project for me. For me, this is, can you work on your functional athleticism? That's a little bit harder than functional strength. Functional strength can be worked out through in the training room. Functional athleticism is rep in drills, and work on these things in space and get lots of reps. And when you are in a league now that has fewer padded practices, this is going to be really hard for him. And so what you see here, he's got really quick feet, but they don't tie to his hands. They don't tie to his upper body. So a lot of times you'll see these feet just chop. He's got a really nice kick step. He's got a good then gather step, which is going to be that second step to you gain depth, and then you kind of gain your balance, and then a third step for playing. His first 3 steps are great, and then after that, things just start being so choppy. The feet are so active that he never is in a position to plant and gather himself and react. And he's constantly just chopping his feet. It's because it's like somebody their body is out of sync. And he a lot of times keeps his arms down. It's like he's inviting the bull rush, and he opens up his chest. And so guys attack the chest, and then he reaches around like a bear and grabs both sides of the shoulders. He grabs outside the frame. He grabs outside the frame over and over and over again. Shout out to another order of the Sprint Right option t-shirt that came in just now.
Nice.
I see it live. We're cooking now. We're cooking with grease.
Yeah.
But you'll see it here. Okay. This is where the feet, I mean, you just see those choppy feet, and then look at the hand engagement. That was almost a great shot. I wish I could have paused right there.
Oh man.
That is not good hand usage.
Yeah, we can't have that, bud.
Like, I mean, that is literally welcome to my chest.
Yeah,
welcome to my chest.
That.
Because you're giving up your chest. You're gonna get called for holds, especially in the NFL.
Yeah,
and you do that against the Myles Garretts of the world, which you will have to play in our division. The Josh Sweats of the world, which you will have to play in our division. You do that against the DeMarcus Lawrences of the world, which you will have to play in our division. You do that against the Nick Bosa's of the world, the Nick Bonitos of the world, any good edge rusher in the NFL. You do that, you are going to get eaten alive. Now, he was able to get away with this in college because so many of his opponents, he just has such a good, strong base that even when they would get into his chest, he could absorb their bull rush. But you won't be able to do that at the NFL. And so this is a severe physical deficiency that you see over and over and over again. And so here you can see like that guy recovered. He recovers against that guy.
Yeah.
Okay, this is against Mizzou, but that wasn't Zion Young. This is Zion Young out here. He's like, he can get away with this a lot, but here you can see it's a bear hug. He's grabbing outside the frame. You are going to get called for so many holds doing that in the NFL. And it's just over and over. This is against the Texas Tech guy, not David Bailey or Romello Height, but same thing. Just look at the arms. They're wrapping around.
Oh, you could have paused it again where dude.
I mean, it's
I see it now.
I could have a montage going for over an hour of these plays. I mean, I literally just was finally, I'm going to pull off the 3 games here and I just went almost play after play after play where he's doing this. Here you see that quickness, the things you like to get out there on the edge, but then grabbing, and there's an arm out there, like that should be a hold.
Flailing.
These are not good reps. Like, you're not losing, but these are not good. This is not good technical usage here. Just reach out and grab with the arm around the waist. I mean, like that is not good line technique.
Yeah.
I'm amazed he did not get called for more holds. Here, same thing. I mean, just the hands are just not tied to the feet. The feet are not tied to the hands. This is years of muscle memory that he's going to have to overcome. And what do these lead to? It leads to when he was going against better prospects that he really struggled. So here you can see it, because I've never seen a guy who was so fast and quick with his feet get beat by speed so much. And that tells you how much his feet and his hands are not tied together. When you have those elite traits in that area and you're getting beat in that area, that tells you your technical deficiency is massive. And it was just really apparent. Now, again, he's a 5th round pick, but people are saying, well, this is the next Trent Williams. I'm going like that's against David, or that was I forget who that was against for a sec. Here's against David Bailey. And we're going to see this clip twice.
Oh man, he got shook.
So I put this in slow-mo here so I could really show it, so I could slow it down to quarter speed. Here's what I mean about the toes. Okay, good kick step. I like the kick step. Good gather step. this should be where you are now settling down a little bit more and able to react. But watch the feet. The feet just keep chopping and chopping and chopping. He never is ready for a move. So the feet just keep chopping.
And
that's the issue. I mean, is that he gets happy feet, he gets busy feet, and they don't tie to anything. So he ends up not able to then stab in here, and there's the reach out. So you just see the reach, and his options here are hold or let the guy through.
Let go. Yeah.
And that is just over and over again what you see. So from a technical side, this guy is a major project. I project him at least 2 years.
Yeah.
Because of the limited amount of time.
Yeah.
I mean, there it is again. Here it is. Here's against David Bailey. I mean, just not ready for these at all. I did not see a single one-on-one rep where it was him one-on-one versus David Bailey or Romello Height where he won. And that should be very telling to us. Like I get it. David Bailey, high draft pick for a reason, dominant guy, but you should at least be winning some reps. Here he's against Romello, and he just wasn't winning anything. I mean, he's even got outside help. Like they have a running back out there so he should be able to let Romello go high, right? Because you got this guy ready to hit. And Romello still gets the inside move.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Here again against Romello. I mean, golly, just here against this is Malachi Lawrence. So just boom. I mean, beat so quick. The hands are just not ready for this. You see the same thing. Here's the hands down. They're not in position. And so here comes a swipe and an arm over. And this is easy work for any polished NFL edge rusher. Like a guy doesn't even have to be that polished. He just has to have some skills in the tool bag, and he's going to be able to beat and just eat Enrique Cruz up. So like for me, I'm looking at this kid and I'm going, golly, man. I have a hard time seeing this guy as anything but practice squad right now because the technical deficiencies are so bad.
I was just going to ask, you think he could get cut? You think there's a
practice squad? Practice squad. I'll call it right now that I think he's going to be a practice squad player.
Yeah. And in 2 years.
When I look at our offensive line, I just don't see a spot for him where he's going to beat out any of these guys. I mean, you got your starting offensive line mostly set because you have Trent, you have Brendel, you have Pooney, and you have Colton McKivitz. I think Carver Willis is going to be that fifth guy. And then you got the two vets they brought in. You're at 7 now. You have probably three spots that they're going to have left open there. And I don't see him because you got Connor Colby sitting there. He's not going to beat out Connor Colby. And so he's got to fit one of those last two spots. I don't see it happening. I think Austin Pleasance is going to be one of your guys. I would keep Austin Pleasance on the team before I would keep Enrique Cruz as far as for that if somebody gets hurt, you got to go play.
Right.
So I don't think he's going to be on the top 53. I think he's going to be practice squad, but I think that's okay. I don't see anybody like really looking at this kid and saying, I'm going to go pick him because he's such a developmental project. Like there would be somebody who would have an interest from the physicals. I think that would be out there, but because he's such a big physical project, I just don't see it. I don't see it.
One thing that you should see is when you are watching our stream, your notification bell should be clicked on. Make sure you're hitting the notification bell. Make sure you're taking your phone and taking it to people who have Niners gear on. And
sorry, this comment just got me. It's true. I should send him one. I don't know if I have one in his size. That's going to be like a 5X.
Right. That's a big boy. Yeah. And happy late birthday, Mike B. It was his birthday yesterday, Johnny. Don't know if you saw that.
Oh,
So,
happy birthday, Mike B.
Yeah, man.
Gosh. Turning the big 1-8.
And for the birthday treat, without further ado, if you're ready, Johnny, because I want to get you out of here to the lovely Dawn Dell.
Yeah.
So here's what I'll give you the breakdown real quick. You get your voice ready, Johnny. Here's the breakdown of what happened. So we always chat, before the live stream, before we get on the podcast, and just chat it up real quick. And I was talking about the World Cup and the game, and he said it's a match, and I was like, okay, blah blah blah. And then he was like, I wonder why they call it a match. And so he hit up Google real quick, and he started reading to me like why they call it a match. However, it was not in his full Johnny Dell. It was the British version, and I could not stop laughing. And so it hit me at the beginning of the show. As we all know, I am very weird. Hey, let's have some fun. It can sell more stuff, though. It wasn't for a bad cause, and
you got to give the people what they want. It's funny, you can put a British accent on anybody and they sound just instantly smarter, and it's always got to be very sophisticated.
That's what we talked about.
Never too emotional. So
yeah. So so Johnny is going to read, and this is good knowledge. This is some trivia. Why is it called a match? All right. So Johnny Dell does have the answer. Mr. Johnny Dell, take it away.
A soccer game is called a match because in British and Commonwealth English, a match specifically refers to a scheduled competitive fixture between two teams or opponents. In contrast, game often refers to overarching sport itself, the beautiful game, or a casual informal instance of play. In the United States, however, it is entirely common and accepted to call it a soccer game, as American English typically reserves game for all team sports.
I don't know what Johnny and I talk a lot besides just on the podcast. And so like, it's just like, what? Like B says, what? Well, like, I'm done. I can't. Yeah. Like,
Cayman's like, I'm out. I can't even with these fools. I can't even.
Dude, just hilarious. We do apologize.
Next time
refunds.
I do film,
those who have bought and want their merchandise back,
they're like,
sorry,
that was not.
Sorry, no refunds.
The next film breakdown. Here we see the boss Purdy in his indigenous environment.
Caymans, before you go, Johnny doesn't read the comments as he is full on in his Johnny Dell. So Cayman's Island, actually, once you stopped and said, oh, we got another one, we officially have 5. Cayman's Island said, all right, I want the British accent now for the rest of the breakdown. So wouldn't that have been funny if you're like, there you see his hands not in proper placement? Like, that would be
the poor hand placement. It reveals,
encourages a sack by the other team. Like that would be so hilarious, dude. Like, oh my gosh.
Yes, we needed an old colonial underscore in a velvet chair. A little bit of some violins, yes. Crackling of the fire.
Yo, gosh. All right. Go see the lovely Dawn Dell. Tell her yes. We all said hi.
Thank you all so much for the merch orders and the super chats. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. You guys, we finally got through all the draft picks. This was I didn't fully get through all the draft picks last year. I don't think, if I'm trying to remember, but I know I didn't dive in as deep as I did with all these guys.
Yeah.
This is definitely the most off-season film I've ever watched, and it's really because of you
Thank
guys
you.
and the members of JFA49.com. I watched 13 games of Enrique Cruz. I know it doesn't seem like it from the clips, but it was really just like,
It was
I'm not
bad.
going to show 80 clips of, okay, here he is reaching around and grabbing a guy in. But like I'm so excited for preseason now because I feel like I've got such a really good idea of who these guys are coming out. I want to see, even in just a short time with the 49ers, where are they at in preseason? How much do they develop during training camp? Um, I want to see Dejon Stribling out there. I want to see Romello Hyde out there. I want to see
Man.
Kalen Black out there. I
Yeah.
want to see so many of these guys out there. I want to see Carver Willis out there.
Go.
I hope that what we've done through this offseason kind of program of going through these draft picks, that it boosts your preseason watching experience, because we don't watch for the scores in preseason. And it's
No.
always like, okay, well, this running back ran for 180 yards, great, he's going to be the next guy, and then all of a sudden he was cut. Like, we don't always understand why. And so it becomes like, you feel like preseason is fool's gold. I can't trust that this, I can't put too much stock into this. But here, I hope you've got some things that you can look for now. That you say, okay, these are specific guys, are draft picks that I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that. I see these things, and that I hope adds to the preseason experience, because preseason it's like you get that first quarter, you're into it. All right, yeah, real football, and then you're like, yeah, but I'm not really emotionally invested in the game. So 3 hours is a long time. Yeah. By the third quarter, I'm maybe turning it off, or I'm scrolling on social media while the game's going on. I'm not really paying attention. Hopefully this boosts your experience as a viewer for that. And so thank you guys so much. I've learned more this offseason. I'm constantly trying to learn as much about the game as I can. With Enrique Cruz, I was like, I really need to dive into the footwork on these offensive linemen and figure out what's going on here, because it just looked off to me. I'm like, this footwork does not look good. And I feel like I'm one of the only people that feels that way. And then you start diving in, as you go, okay, I get it. It's because the first 3 steps are good. After that, it's terrible. And so really thank everybody for all the support and everything that you've done this offseason. It's been absolutely phenomenal. It's allowed us to dive into so much film, and really appreciate it.
Love
and we're not done. We got some time before training camp's going. I've been working really hard on a series. I'm going to try and cover it here on the podcast, and then do like I do with the big edited videos, and probably do a big, long feature on it, of why the Shanahan offense is so hard to stop, or what makes the Shanahan offense so difficult to defend. I've been going back through years of tape on this. So this has been like a side project that, again, all the members of JFA49.com, you really do allow these things to happen. Because I spent 2 hours last night before bed cutting up more clips and going through tape. I was going through the 2022 tape last night. I've gone through the 2024, 2025 tape. I'm going back through these years and pulling the clips and trying to organize it in a way to communicate in a way that I've never done before, to really show why Shanahan, in 6 of the last 7 seasons, has had a top 10 offense.
Love that.
There's no one else who can say that.
Yeah.
And the only year that they weren't was 2020, when the team was just decimated, and you had the triple-headed monster of Jimmy G and Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard playing quarterback.
Man, I'm looking forward to that. Yes, you're always doing something different. Again, another way to help us is simply to tell your friends and family about the channel. That boosts awareness, and that always helps as well. So, again, happy anniversary. Go have fun. In the meantime and in between time, stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, go Niners.